One question that I always get is, what keeps me playing Wizard101, especially in 2023? This game is almost 15 years old now, and I have gotten this question for most of that time. And while you might have noticed that I have a lot of negative things to say about this game, especially when I just don't agree with something, I wanted to flip the script today and talk about all the redeeming things about this game, especially the things that just make this game special. I think right at the top of my list, I think Wiz does this better than almost any other game that I've ever played, and it's that you can actually control the level to which you want to immerse yourself into this game. And what do I mean by that? The way you interact with people, for example, right? You could do something as simple as add a friend in the comments and trade them a treasure card. You have extremely simple, like, social interactions that take no commitment at all, and you can scale that all the way up to being a part of a guild and doing extremely hard challenges through the sheer, like force of teamwork. You could have a butt cheeks looking ass apartment like this and honestly feel good about it. And you can create literal masterpieces when it comes to, like, stretching your creativity to its limit and making houses that are as decorated as the one I just happened to find. You could have one wizard, or you could choose to do what I did and have, like, literally 7 maxes because you ended up liking the game so much. I think the deep nature of literally every activity in Wizard101, like how deep you can dive into it, it's made it so that even after all the time that I've played, there are still things that I haven't even touched and that I would still like to learn how to do. I'm not even joking. It took me pretty damn close to like 7 to 8 years to just get to Warlord on every character in the old system, back when you just needed 25 net win. It took me 7 to 8 years to get 25 net wins on all my wizards, and that's just one side activity. And while that experience might sound pathetic, I think it's honestly kind of beautiful, because what it shows is you actually truly can make progress in anything you want in this game, and you truly can put as much time as you want. You can do it at any pace that you want, and you'll eventually get there. The other major draw for this game anyways is, obviously, I have to say this, the people that play this game. I genuinely think that if not for, you know, just the fact that you can very easily interact with anyone under the sun when you play this game, like literally almost everyone these days has open chat. The fact that you can do that just makes this game like on another level of interactivity. And I'm saying this despite being a content creator slash streamer. Like, I've experienced all kinds of negative social interactions just for doing what I do. But even all of that existing, it does truly and fully get outweighed by all the positive things that I've experienced just by talking to people on this game. I've had complete strangers lend me pets. I've had people give me ports to places and I've just never met them. I've had hour-long conversations through text chat while I'm farming for seeds to garden later. I think, ironically, even though the community is probably one of Wizard101's greatest strengths, I also think it represents one of its biggest weaknesses. When you have like a really super niche game like Wizard101, and you actually come into contact with the same people, like, you know, somewhat often, one negative person can affect you in a very disproportionately, like, you know, massive way. How many times have you seen someone say something absolutely out of pocket in the arena or in the comments? And let's not forget that, like, one negative interaction is probably going to affect you much more deeply than even 100 positive interactions. That's just how the human brain works. We remember these things. And I feel like that's the reason why a lot of people like, you know, say things like, oh, this community is crazy, or it's toxic, or this or that. I think these generalizations are super easy to throw around. And I honestly think that, you know, from my vast majority of my experiences, especially when I'm not live, I have to say this, I really think it's a classic case of one bad apple, you know, literally, you know, making the whole lot look bad. I think even with its negatives, this community, it literally is, in my opinion, more interactive and better than so many other communities that I've been a part of online. I think if more people, you know, actually approach social interaction in this game as, you know, from the perspective of, you know, we're all on the same team, I feel like that would solve the vast majority of the negatives I could possibly, like, you know, have with the community. That's just my 2 cents, in case you were wondering why I said the community is such an important part of the reason why I keep playing. I think for me, and this is just advice that I have for anyone who, you know, maybe like, you know, a toxic community or a potentially toxic community or even one negative interaction, maybe that's holding you back from trying to play the game or continue playing. This button will solve all of your goddamn issues. I'm not even joking. Not this button. We're talking about this button. You don't even need to report, bro. Use the block button or ignore button or whatever. Use it liberally, my boy. I think when you open yourself up to like negativity, yes, it could be like, you know, kind of like a choice, but you also end up opening the door to a lot more positivity. I'm saying this as someone who's gone through a lot on this game. And finally, and potentially the most important reason that I'm still playing and I've chosen to continue to keep playing is because I genuinely think that Wiz is going to be around for the next 5 to 10 years. And I couldn't say that 5 to 10 years ago. If you flash back 5 years ago, this game, in my opinion, maybe you couldn't use the word dying, but I definitely don't think it was anywhere close to as healthy as it is now. And this is also like a talking point that I really think gets lost in translation, right? For a lot of people, Wizard101 is this nostalgic game that they saw in commercials, you know, a few years ago. It might be a game that they played for a little bit, but then they stopped because their parents wouldn't buy the membership. But you know what Wiz does not share in common with all of those other nostalgic games you might have seen advertised years and years ago? It is still around. And I think that's something that it's just not appreciated enough. This is a goddamn miracle. And for me, while I will continue to push back on anything that I see as not productive for the health of the game, I will say this. I think the game has gotten healthier if you truly look at the long term. This game honestly feels like it's an actual like 15-year-old. Like I feel like it's literally transforming into its full final form. And I know that's like a weird ass analogy, but truly, I feel like they're making the pace of their changes go up like crazy. They're changing their marketing strategies so more people know about the game. They're also changing their monetization streams. So it's not just about how many members they can get, how many people to buy crowns they can get. They've sold plushies. They're putting out more actual cosmetic gear. Like some of the stuff that I'm seeing is just, it looks insane. It looks like insanity. And they've been more generous with free periods than I've ever seen them before. And all of these signs, though I'm not gonna say they're guaranteed gonna head in this way, but all of these signs point to a game that is gonna grow. And honestly, more important than that, it points to like a game that's run by people that want to see it grow, that have not given up on it. I'm gonna get straight up murdered in the comment section over this, but I truly believe that Wiz, while yes, it hit a peak a long time ago, I think it has the potential to hit an even higher peak. Yes, even now, in this day and age, I think it can literally go further than it did before. And I don't know if that's a hot take. I don't know any numbers to like, you know, I don't have the numbers to back all this up. But the future, from my standpoint right now, looks a lot brighter than it used to. And that's really the big reason why I will continue to play. And I hope more people, you know, join the game and try to check it out for the first time. At this point, I'm on this ride just to literally see where it goes. And I think that truly is the big reason why I've continued to keep playing. You know, I'm kind of surprised I haven't made a video talking about stuff like this, because honestly, it's literally a question that everyone asks me, so I hope this answered your question if you keep asking me this. As always, drop a like if you enjoyed. I mean, this was a chill ass video, but you know what, man? I feel like we spit some facts out here, and I'd love to hear y'all's reasoning. Why do you continue to play Wiz? Or maybe if you don't play, what would make you want to play Wiz? I look forward to reading all of y'all's comments. As always, stay awesome, y'all. See y'all soon, and yeah.